Welcome to the show. We'll talk men's basketball and meet the president of EKU in a bit, but let's begin with women's basketball and freshman Bria Bass. Out of Tucker, Georgia, you wore maroon and gold there in high school, now traded for maroon and white, and you're a freshman playing so well, coming off a 25-point game and a big win over Eastern Illinois. You feel like a freshman anymore, or you grown up quick?
I feel like I've grown up quick, extremely quick, like faster than I really thought I was. I really thought I'd be like, still, in a freshman stage, but no, it's like I feel like an upperclassman. You
have been the only player on the team that started all 13 games. Quite an accomplishment. When did you realize that, hey, I'm going to be a real contributor, play good minutes here?
Maybe around the third or fourth game. Like, after continuing to start, I was like, okay, Coach Rob has trusted me and instilled her trust into me that I'm going to get it done as a freshman, so I have no choice but to get it done.
It's easy for me to say this after you go 5 of 8 from 3 and have 25 points against Eastern Illinois and the 67-51 win, but the thing that's caught my eye about you is you are a really nice shooter. You're smooth with the form. It just seems like it's natural to you. But yes. You told me it really isn't. You've had to work at it.
It's not. I had to work at it since I was like in the 8th grade. I had a trainer named Charles. He made me start shooting, and then over time, Coach Cleve, my new trainer, has developed it. So now I'm just more comfortable, and I'm trying to expand my range. But yeah, we'll keep working on that.
Every student athlete I talk to talks about time management, balancing the classwork and the requirements of the time to play a sport. You've done it so far. Was that been your biggest challenge, though?
Yes, coming out of high school, it has been my biggest challenge, because in high school I really could do what I want and still stay up late, get good grades, practice well, play well. But now I have to strategically plan everything out around practice, around weights, conditioning, and homework.
And your major is pointing towards nursing school.
Yes, sir.
Why do you want to be a nurse after college?
I always wanted to be a nurse. I figured I wanted to be a nurse since I was 5, and my doctor, Dr. Gray, at home, I just was inspired by her, so I always stuck with nursing, and it's just something I just love to do and I just want to stick with.
When I was looking at your bio, it jumped out at me because I had an aunt and uncle, and their names both started with a J, and then they named their 3 kids with names that started with a J. Mm-hmm. And your mom's kind of busted the cycle here, but yours is Bria, your dad's Brian. Tell me about all the B's in your family.
My mom, I guess she just wanted to name us after my dad. So all our initials are BLB. So it's me, Bria, my brother Bryce, my sister Breland, and then my brother Benson.
And even the family dog?
Oh, the dog. The dog is named Brittany.
Dog.
The dog name is Brittany, too.
Your mom may change your name to make it start with a B. And you told me your one brother is 16, but now it's kind of like you and your brother teenagers, and then the young side of the family.
Mm-hmm. So even when my brother graduates, she'll still have 2 more to deal with, my sister and my brother. So she has a full house.
I bet it was fun at holiday times.
It was coming back, being with all of them.
And now you get the win over EIU. You're 2-2 in conference play and on the road, and it's tougher on the road. You split on the road your first time, but you see the seriousness of conference play, and you'll face that against 2 good teams in Tennessee Martin and Southeast Missouri this weekend.
We will. I feel like if we play as a team how we did against EIU and Tennessee Tech, and even Jacksonville, we'll come out with the win. Coach Rob always tells us that we're 10 points down going on the road because we have to deal with their referees, their home atmosphere. But as long as we keep our cool, play together, we'll be okay.
All right, Bria, it's been fun to watch you so far. Proud to have you as a Colonel. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, that's Bria Bass, freshman wing player for EKU, playing very well as the Colonels will take on Tennessee Martin on Thursday. The game will start at 6:30. We'll have the call at 13:40 a.m. You can also catch it on the internet at EKUsports.com, and then on across the Mississippi River to take on Southeast Missouri on Saturday. That game will start at 3 o'clock. When we come back, we'll talk to the president of Eastern Kentucky University about what's going on campus, including how athletics plays a part.
Every day is a concept that few people can commit to. Every day requires a level of dedication that forces you to test your limits.
Every day I'll give back to the community because I draw strength from their support. Every day the sounds of your cheers will echo through my mind. Knowing that you have my back means I can always look forward.
Every day I'll be too tired to sweat and my bones will ache. Every day will provide me with the slight edge that I need to succeed. Champions are built every day.
One hit high and deep.
Back of the end zone. Brown got it.
Moore drives inside, put it up.
This one swung and missed it.
Now Smith again, block, point Tech.
Nice turnaround by Johnson.
Near post. Kicked in.
Any place, anytime. Find it here. The OBC Digital Network.
Welcome back to the show. We talk with the president of Eastern Kentucky now, Michael Benson. 5 years. Boy, time flies fast, doesn't it?
It does, yes, sir.
You've hit a home run, to use a sports metaphor, and the Board of Regents with no tuition increase in this coming academic year. Why?
Well, we looked at kind of several factors, and anytime the economy does well, sometimes there's a little sloughing off with enrollment. Happens at all institutions. It happened certainly here in Kentucky. So we looked at what we netted last year with tuition, with our enrollment, with tuition going up 5%. And we figured, hey, let's keep it flat this year. Let's respond to the concerns of our students, the concern of those particularly in our service region, and try and make it as affordable as we possibly can. There are a lot of costs we can't control, but tuition is the one that we can. And so in consultation with our board and our executive team and talking to our student body president and others, we decided let's take a shot at this. And it's a gamble. We don't know what other institutions will do. As you know, we were the first to do it when we announced it back in October. So now our recruiters can go out and tell students it's exactly the sticker price that you're going to pay for next semester. So it takes effect in fall of 2018. So it is a gamble, but we're willing to kind of put the chips in the middle of the table and see what happens.
Coaches often talk about, especially, let's say, coming towards postseason, of a team trending in the right direction. I sense that this institution is trending in the right direction: enrollment, graduation rates, student success.
If you look at all the indicators, they are trending the right way. And I would say that's the collective effort on the part of a lot of people. I mean, the success of EKU has not happened in a vacuum. I mean, we've built on the success of a solid foundation that was here when I got here. We've been around since 1874, and my predecessors did a terrific job of putting a really solid foundation in place that we've been able to build upon. So I think there was a kind of propitious moment of events and people and circumstances, and we were able to take advantage of it. On my Facebook page today, it popped up a video of 3 years ago that we showed that Craig Turner actually produced of what we wanted to do in terms of capital improvements. And to look back on that now, 3 years later, and to see what's been able to take place is really quite remarkable. So people thank me. I can't take the credit because a lot of folks have pitched in and really helped out.
New dorm complex already being used, new parking garage coming online, new dining facility and more, and same thing with the athletic facilities as well, getting a much needed upgrade, softball, baseball, the visitor side of the football stadium.
We cut the ribbon on our first ever parking garage on Thursday this week. The new residence halls have been a huge success. We needed to improve our bed inventory on campus, and we did it without expending any institutional resources. They're all P3 projects, so that's not on our books. So that was a real creative way to finance that. As you know, when we took a look at making a move up and the Sun Belt came to campus, they said we were a little short when it came to our facilities, excuse me, and so we made an investment in those facilities, and it's been across the board in terms of softball, baseball, basketball, football. Our weight room, it services all 17 of our sports, all of our student athletes, and I think people that come back, especially the alumni that come back for alumni weekend and other activities, they say, boy, I wish this had been here when I had been here. And my response to that is, this is here because you were here. Because of the success you had, because of the program that Roy Kidd built over 39 years. That's why we could build these facilities now. Now, sure, it would have been nice during your tenure, but we're building for the future as well.
The biggest investment is in the student, and when it gets to the student athlete, athlete is important, but student is more important. And you look at the teams, all but 2 of the teams have a team GPA of over 3. There's tons of kids on the dean's list. I think there were like 49 last spring semester that had a 4.0 GPA, and sometimes that gets lost in the importance of athletics on a college campus. Not here at Eastern.
Well, I'm as competitive as anybody, and I like our teams to win as much as anybody, but when I see those numbers that you just kind of elaborated on, Greg, that's what really makes me the most satisfied, and our board as well. And it should, I think, encourage everyone when you see those numbers of our student athletes. Very few are going to play professionally. That's just the way it is. And our job is to get them an education, to get them the skills to be successful post-EKU. And when they walk across that stage and they have that white sash that denotes they're a student athlete, and I get to shake their hand and know that they're prepared for what lies ahead, that's really gratifying.
Finally, what do you say to the EKU sports fan, the future of Colonel Athletics? What's the message from the quarterback of the university here?
Well, it's a team effort. We need everybody to pitch in. We've had some ebbs and flows, and I really hope people will take a long view toward what we're trying to do here at the university. We're, as you know, we're a founding member of the OVC. We want to be competitive in the OVC. 4 straight Commissioners' Cups. We'll continue to do well in the OVC, but that and beyond. So continue to support our student athletes. Thank you for your support, and go Colonels. That's what I would say.
All right. Good to see you. Happy New Year.
Thank you very much.
All right. That's the president of Eastern Kentucky University, Michael Benson. When we come back, we'll talk to Dan McHale about the EKU men's team. They're on the road to Tennessee and Missouri this week.
At EKU, you'll learn to take a broader view of your world. But we also understand it's the details that shape the big picture. So go ahead, play with fire, think on your feet, or touch the sky. Here, you'll be a part of something new, something big, something beautiful. Be a colonel. Your time is now.
We are more than just athletes. We inspire scholars. We inspire leaders. We inspire champions. We inspire family. This is the Ohio Valley Conference.
Welcome back to the show. We talk EKU men's basketball now with Dan McHale. Colonels lose a couple at home, tight ones. He had chances against both Eastern Illinois and SIU Edwardsville to win them at the end and just couldn't get the magical possession.
Yeah, you know, both games came right down to the end, and as crazy as it sounds, we didn't play well. And the Edwardsville game comes down to, you have the ball in Nick Mayo's hands with under a minute to go, down 2, and we came up short. And then the same thing happened. We had 2 chances against Eastern Illinois. So tough opportunities, but this team's fighting. They're showing that they can come back, whether we're down 15 or whatever, we can come back. There's a lot of heart in this team.
You yourself had to fight through the flu, still trying to shake it off this week. Dylan Abar didn't play on Saturday, and it just has been that kind of season with all the injuries and all the sickness. You have only had one player play every game, and that's Nick Mayo, and you've used 12 different lineups. That's not what you want for consistency.
It's been tough, and that's what I've been preaching to my staff, to my players. Consistency, and there's sometimes nothing you can do about it, and we've had our fair share of adversity, but we have to keep fighting, and that's what I told them. I said, once we get rolling, and we will get rolling, nobody's going to want to play an Eastern Kentucky team the way we are playing at full strength, and that's our motivation. So we're taking it one game at a time. I'm excited about this group. We've been practicing really, really well. We just have to get healthy.
The consistency, it seems like the offensive end is where you have the dry spells, and we've talked about it, Dan, but again, have you been able to put your finger on any reason why you can't seem to get started in games very well?
Yeah, I mean, these guys, they know it, and it's become a little bit of a bugaboo right now, and now it's snowballing a little bit because they know we're not getting out of the gate. So I'm trying not to bring much attention to it. First couple games, I'm talking about it with them, trying to change up pregame meals, pregame routines. Right now, I'm just letting them be because they know they're a good team, but it's become a little bit of a bugaboo. We just have to see the ball go through the hoop. As cliche as that sounds, we've got to make some shots early, and then hopefully get going from there.
Nick Mayo passed Michael Haney, who was the star of that 2005 team that went to the NCAA tournament, now number 16 all-time in scoring. He's only a junior and continuing to move up the ladder. Nick Mayo's been a consistent contributor for you.
He's been fantastic, and he's been leading. He knows what it feels like to go through tough times, and he's telling these guys what we need to get out of it. And he's been a tremendous leader on and off the court. Doesn't miss a practice, doesn't miss a game. He's the go-to guy every single play, and everybody knows that. We just need to start rallying around him.
DeAndre Dishman has given you really good energy. I like the way he's played on the defensive end. I know Saturday I was impressed with what he was doing on that side of the court.
Yeah, he's really doing a great job rim protecting. He's blocking shots. He's big. He's athletic. Once we get healthy and we get Jackson back in the fold healthy, we're going to become a very good shot blocking team. That's something we take pride in. So our defense is getting a lot better, led by the big guys. Once our offense catches up and we get healthy, we're going to go on a run.
This is a schedule this year where you play two teams, and it's only scheduling. We're not in divisions for the standings, but you play Tennessee Martin on Thursday, Southeast Missouri on Saturday afternoon on the road. They'll come back to Richmond later in the season, and so back to the road trying to get this conference win. Let's start with Martin, and then tell me about SEMO as well. Two teams right in the middle fighting as well.
Yeah, that's what I told my guys. I said, look, we're 1 weekend away from getting back in this. That's the way it works. We got to take it one game at a time. UT Martin, they're a good team. They've lost 3 tough ones in a row. They won their conference opener. They're going to play a funky zone the whole time. We got to make shots. We got to score, and we got to turn them over. But they're playing desperate, just like we're playing desperate. It's going to come down to the team that wants it the most.
And Southeast Missouri, they have an APR situation, so they're not eligible for the conference tournament, but they've beaten some people so far in the conference.
They're long, they're athletic. Denzel Mahoney is one of the best players, if not one of the best guy and big guy in the conference. So we'll have a work cut out for us, but it's just going to be, tell these guys right now, we got to get out of our own way a little bit. We got to score the ball and then just take it one possession at a time.
All right, good luck on the road trip.
Thanks, Greg.
All right, that's Dan McHale. Here's the situation. The Colonels will probably start a little bit later than the listed time, 8:30 start Eastern time down at Martin, Tennessee for the Skyhawks and the Colonels, followed by a Southeast Missouri game that begins at 5:15 our time on Saturday from the Show Me Center. You can catch our call at 100.7 FM. Use the TuneIn app on your phone, and you can also find our internet call at EKUsports.com, as the men and women are both at Tennessee Martin and Southeast Missouri for weekend road trips. And that will do it for another edition of Inside EKU Sports. Keep up with Colonel Athletics anywhere you go by following our channels on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We'll see you back here again next week.